Stay tuned and I'll show you my complete workflow to transform any portrait into amazing images with flawless skin, sparkling eyes, and captivating mood, all in a short amount of time. There's a link located in the description box so you can download this file if you would like to follow along. As a reminder, Luminar Neo is having a huge sale on their software between now and December 1st, 2025. If you'd like to save some money, consider using the coupon code located in the description box below. Step number 1, we need to work with the raw image using the develop module. So we'll come over here to Essentials, open up Develop, and the first thing that we want to do is bring down the overall exposure. So I'm going to grab the exposure slider and pull that down because I want this to be a little bit more contrasted of an image. And then we will also recover some highlights. So if I press the J key to activate my clipping warning, I can pull down on the highlights until I feel like I recovered enough. But ultimately, I'm just trying to make this look as presentable as possible. Your image may vary. So I think that this is good enough because I don't plan to print this, and this would also be 100% fine on any digital platform. I'm going to press the letter J to turn off my clipping warning. The next step is to recover a little bit of the shadow detail. So I'm just going to go ahead and increase the shadows by a little bit, not a whole lot. We could come back to this and rebalance if necessary. Now that I have all of the information done in the light section that I would like to do, I'm going to go ahead and minimize that so I get some more screen real estate here, and we'll come into the curves panel. Again, this is still inside of the develop module. First thing I want to do is grab my midtones and increase the brightness so that way we still get that warm fall look, or at least that bright fall look. Next thing that I want to do is darken the shadow area so we bring back some contrast. So I'm just going to grab right below the left quadrant line and pull that down just a little bit to bring back a little bit of contrast into the image there. And then to balance everything out, I'm going to come up to the top of the curve and increase the highlights, just the very bright areas. And now that we have the highlights recovered, here is the before and the after. This is with the raw adjustment. We're good to go. So I'm going to click to close that down, and then we're going to move into our next step. Now that we have a good base image, it's time to really start to shape the light. With the new release of Luminar Neo, we have access to light depth. So I'm going to go ahead and click on that and increase the amount just a little bit here. So that way I get a good representation of what's happening on the image. Now, you could look over here at this little illustration that's in the actual filter, but the way that I really like to use this tool is looking at the image because that's ultimately what everyone else is going to be looking at. So I'm just going to go ahead and pull this down until I get the light where I want it on the subject. Now, if you notice, her hair is a little backlit here. So I'm trying to make sure that the light accentuates that, but also makes sense to filling her in so that way we can actually see our primary subject. With that being done, I think that this looks pretty good. I'm going to go ahead and pull up on the softness. And what that does is it just spreads it out a little bit more over the actual subject here. And then I am also going to warm this up because I think that it makes sense since this is a sunset photo probably. And I think that that looks pretty good. So let's turn this off and turn it back on. And you can see how we're already starting to get a little bit of light depth in there. Now, I could spend more time with these advanced settings, but I'm just going to ignore those for right now. I'm going to go ahead and click on light depth to close that out and move on to my next tool. The next tool that I want to apply to this image is Accent AI. So I'm just going to go ahead and scroll up to the top here. I have it listed under my favorites. Yours may be somewhere else, but nonetheless, find Enhance AI. We'll go ahead and turn that on. And then I'm just going to increase the Accent AI quite a bit. And what this is doing is really pulling together some of that contrast. I really enjoy this tool. It helps with the overall feel of the image. So if I turn it off and turn it back on, it's just brightening up that background, but in a way that I'm kind of okay with. And you could skip this step if you absolutely don't feel like it, but I like to use the Enhance AI whenever I come into Luminar Neo. So now that we've applied the Enhance AI, let's take a look at the before and the after. Now, of course, this is a great place that you could stop if you don't need to do any advanced styling, but I'm going to do a little bit more to this image. The next thing that I want to do is really kind of accentuate the foreground to the background, because I think that the light depth did a good job, but I want to do a little bit more to it. So I'm going to grab a develop tool, and I am going to come over to light, and I'm just going to pull down on the exposure. We're going to darken the background quite a bit here, even though we just used the Enhance AI to brighten that up. And I think that that looks pretty good for now. We can always come back and readjust it. I'm going to come into masking, and then I'm going to click on Mask AI, because I think this is going to do a good job at selecting the person. If I just hover over a human, click it, it does a pretty good job at selecting her. So I'm okay with that. We'll come back to the masking section here. And of course, I want to select the background. So I'm just going to invert this mask by hitting the drop down for the mask actions and clicking the invert option. Now that is obviously way too significant of a change. So we'll come back to adjustments and we will increase the exposure just to bring back some of that balance of what's actually happening with the light. So now I think we have the background where it should be. So we'll close out that develop, and I want to make another develop. And this one is going to be specifically for the foreground. I'm going to hit develop again. I'm going to go with an exposure adjustment, just like so, a very minor exposure adjustment. And the goal here is really to work with the eyes in this image. So I'm going to click on masking, grab a brush, and I'm going to make my brush a little bit smaller. I'm just going to paint over the eyes because I want to bring light into them. Now, I'm going to zoom out so that way I'm not overly pixel peeping. We'll come back to the adjustments, and I'm going to increase it and then just back it off until I feel like it's where it should be. Now that's even too much still, so maybe somewhere around there. Let's look at it with it off and with it on. Now this also needs some clarity, so we're going to come into sharpness, and I'm going to increase the sharpening because the eyes in a portrait should always be sharp. And then we'll also come into the blacks, and we will lower the black point and increase the white point. And that's just going to help pull some very natural contrast out of the eyes. So if I turn it off and turn it back on, you can see it just brings the eyes to life and really helps this portrait overall, in my opinion. Next up, I'm going to apply another develop, and this time I want to increase some contrast on the primary subject here. So I'm going to hit light and increase the smart contrast just a bit, maybe to about here. And that's just going to help bring some richness out in the actual subject. Then I'm going to come over to masking, use the AI mask, and I'm going to select human again. So that way I'm only applying this to our primary subject. And that is probably a little too much contrast. So we will pull this down because we're going to stylize this a little bit differently here in a second. And then I'll also give her a little bit of a shadow boost, just so that way she kind of pops off of that background, and we'll call this good. So just turn that off and turn it back on just so we can see what's happening here. Now the fun begins with the overall styling. The next thing that I want to do is apply a mystical filter. Now this is not one of those tools that you would think to use, or at least I've ever really used on portraits, but it gives a really nice softness effect. So I'm just going to go ahead and pull up on the amount, and a little goes a very long way with this particular look. And you can see what it's doing to the overall image. It's giving like a little bit of a glamour glow, if you will. And I'll even pull up on the smoothness, and you could play around with the shadows, but I think a darker shadow looks good for this particular image. So if I press the before or turn this little indication off and on, you can see exactly what it's doing to the overall photo, and I do enjoy this. Now you could overdo it, I don't know, maybe not. That's up to you. You season this to taste. I only want a little bit of this effect, so I'm gonna put it like so. Now the next thing that I need to do is I need to work with the colors in the image, and that's going to be up at the top here with the color filter. And all I really need on this image is a little bit more vibrance and maybe a touch of saturation. I think that looks really good for this overall photo. If I turn this effect off and turn it back on, you can see it just brings out a little bit more in the subject. But what I need to do is put it on just the subject, so that way she stands off the background that much more. So I'm just going to come back to masking, click mask AI, and then click human. And we'll go back to adjustments, and you can see how that color adjustment is only applying to her. And so here is the before from the very beginning all the way to the after. And I think that this looks really good. So we'll finish this off with a vignette, and we'll just pull down on that vignette to about here. And let's take a look before and after. Now I know there are many ways of editing portraits using the tools inside of Luminar Neo, and I'd love to hear your thoughts down below. If you'd like to see more techniques of using Luminar Neo to edit photos, then watch the video that's coming up on screen now. And until next time, I want you to stay inspired and keep creating.